This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Cracking down on sanctuary cities, the bill that's now threatening to throw county sheriffs behind bars if they don't cooperate with the feds.
U.S. leaders are saying our relationship with Russia is at an all-time low. I'm ABC's Maggie Ruley, and we'll have the latest developments coming up.
And getting even more tourists to come to Austin. The plan for the convention center that's expected to bring in more visitors, and who will pay for it.
Good Thursday morning to you. Thanks for joining us for Daybreak at 6 a.m. I'm Brian May.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. And Navid Reyes is following our traffic. But let's get a check on our weather first with Erica Lopez.
Hey guys, busy just to the north and west of us. We are monitoring a line of rain shower activity and also some strong storms right now. Seeing a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings just to the south and west of San Angelo. As for Austin, it's really just patchy fog that's developing because of a lot of low-level moisture funneling in from the Gulf of Mexico. And visibility is kind of lessening for Travis County. Austin right now at 6 miles. I'll keep an eye on visibility concerns in case any dense fog advisories are issued this morning. So giving you guys the yellow light as you're heading out the door for your morning rush hour forecast because of the patchy fog that could be an issue. Temperatures in the 60s. We're going to warm up into the upper 70s. Not expected to make it very much into the 80s because of all the cloud coverage in our forecast. And if you've had the latest on the roads this morning, how's it looking?
It's pretty quiet this morning, Erica, but we all know that's only going to last for a hot minute. Now, this is Mopac at Enfield. You can see that construction is starting to wrap up, and I-35 northbound, it's definitely getting a lot busier this morning. So you guys, as you're heading out the road, make sure that you keep in mind, you can see here, this is definitely getting a lot busier. Now, we do have a closure that we want to let you know about. It's going to be happening at Texas 71 between 183 and Ross Road, and it's going to be happening from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's it for traffic. Back to you at the desk.
All right, thanks so much. Happening today, city leaders hope to curb the K2 epidemic with a new resolution. K2 is also known as spice and is made up of dangerous chemicals. KV's Corey Coffin joins us live from City Hall this morning. And Corey, many are calling this a crisis.
They are. During the past 5 years alone, Austin Travis County EMS has seen 6,000 K2 cases. And just during the past week, they say dozens of people had to be hospitalized because of overdoses. Now, K2 isn't just a problem here in downtown Austin. It's starting to spill into our neighborhoods in central Texas as well. And many emergency officials say that's preventing officers from being able to do their jobs and solve other crimes. Part of the reason this has become an epidemic is because chemical makeup can constantly be changed for K2, making it extremely difficult to outlaw. But police have been cracking down on sellers and distributors when they find them. Just recently, APD and the DEA seized 87 bags of the drug. That's about 2,600 doses. They arrested 2 people yesterday.
We're going to be finding these dealers wherever they choose to hide. Wherever hole they are at, we are going to find them.
They can develop heroin-type withdrawal.
Now, that last person you heard from is a K2 user. We spoke to some who are addicted to the drug, and they explain just how dangerous it can be because the chemical makeup changes. Users never know exactly what they're going to get or what they're going to have a reaction to. So today, city councilors and city leaders will try to figure out exactly what they can do to start to curb this epidemic. They're going to be looking at passing a resolution that will do 2 things. One, it will provide more money for the police department to be able to track down these different distributors and try to curb the drug use. And then 2, it will also hopefully provide an awareness campaign so that people can be more aware of not only the side effects, but also what to look out for in their neighborhoods as well. Today's meeting for the City Council starts at 10 a.m. Live at City Hall, I'm Corey Coffin for KVUE News.
Corey, thanks. 6:03 now. A man who has been charged with killing an Austin attorney is behind bars this morning in New Orleans. That's where police found 24-year-old Justin Twine. Officials say he stabbed James Short to death at his home Friday after Short had taken Twine shopping at a nearby Walmart. Security cameras inside the store show the 2 of them together. Investigators are still trying to learn more about how they knew each other, but cell phone records show they exchanged text messages and that Short gave Twine his address. Twine will soon be extradited back here to Austin to face charges. The man who investigators say threw rocks at cars and drivers on I-35 dozens of times over nearly 2 years will be in court today. Pat Johnson's facing multiple counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. His trial is scheduled for June of this year. Today appears to be a preliminary hearing. Austin police say Johnson's behind most of the 90 rock-throwing incidents that began in 2014. He's already serving time for an unrelated sex assault charge.
6:04 is your time. A sanctuary city bill that threatens to throw county sheriffs in jail if they refuse to enforce immigration laws is now on the fast track toward passage. A House committee cleared the proposal yesterday without debate. The Senate has already passed it. Whether the issue made headlines after the Travis County Sheriff refused to hold some jailed inmates for possible deportation. In turn, Governor Abbott ordered the state to withhold $1.5 million in funds from the county.
Tension between the United States and Russia continuing to escalate even after the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow yesterday. As Maggie Ruley tells us, President Trump now saying relations with Russia may be at an all-time low.
Right now, we're not getting along with Russia at all.
The current state of U.S.-Russia relations is at a low point.
A grim view of U.S.-Russian relations from the president and America's top diplomat. Both men once called Russian President Vladimir Putin a friend, but now those hopes of a fresh start have come crashing down. The U.S. missile strike on Syria, triggering a crisis with Russia, a loyal ally of the Syrian government of Bashar al-Assad. The strike, a response to the Assad regime's use of chemical weapons on his own people. That chemical weapon stockpile came from an airbase where there were also Russians.
I would like to think that they didn't know, but certainly they could have. They were there, so we'll find out.
Questions of how much Russia knew coming as Secretary Tillerson holds a tense 2-hour closed-door meeting with Putin, saying afterwards the two share a desire for a unified and stable Syria. But he then angered Russia by bluntly calling for a regime change.
Our view is that the reign of the Assad family is coming to an end.
This tension only adding to a strained relationship. After U.S. intelligence concluded Russia meddled in last year's presidential election, something Russia continues to deny.
The world's two foremost nuclear powers cannot have this kind of relationship.
U.S.-Russia relations were also tense at the UN after Russia voted to block a resolution that would have condemned the Assad regime's use of chemical weapons. This was Russia's 8th time voting against condemning Assad. Maggie Ruley, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Austin city leaders think it's time for the convention center to get another update to ensure the city doesn't miss out on potentially big tourist draws. So here's a look at what it could look like years from now. A little over 447,000 square feet of exhibition space, plus more meeting and ballroom space. A member of a coalition that supports the expansion says the lack of space and availability is causing the city to lose money and future conventions.
The whole world is going to Las Vegas. That's a pretty big one to lose. And other ones are going to San Antonio, Dallas, Houston. You know, when we think about the convention world, we kind of think, conventions, yeah, well, boring, you know. But when these people go back home and go back to their places of business, they are talking about Austin.
If the expansion is approved, council members will vote on how exactly to pay for it, but officials say it won't cause any property tax increases.
A Taylor church filled with raw sewage and no one taking responsibility. The church was flooded with raw sewage almost 2 months ago after a city sewer pipe overflowed back in February. The city workers then made it worse trying to fix the problem by accidentally pumping more raw sewage in. The problem now, neither the building's owner nor the city is taking responsibility.
We've lost everything due to the nature of the water. It wasn't just brown water, it was raw sewage. The claims adjuster has not come back with anything yet. I've talked to him weekly, and I don't know what the holdup is, but here we are in April. We haven't been able to have services at all, and still don't have an answer on the claim.
The church lost about $15,000 to $20,000, they say, worth of equipment. A sewage cleanup service, tells KVUE, could cost between $30,000 and $70,000 to completely clean that building. Let's get a check on our forecast for this Thursday with Erica Lopez. Hi, Erica.
Hello, guys. Good morning. Happy Thursday. As you're heading out the door this morning, we're keeping an eye on some patchy fog that's developing in our region. Also, a small chance of an isolated shower. The atmosphere is so saturated, so we're talking about some scattered sprinkles, maybe some patchy drizzle you could battle as you head out the door. Here's a look at your current visibility. Eastern counties and also portions of Travis County now seeing some developing fog. Hour by hour, at least the rain shower percentage will decrease through the afternoon. I think our best chance will be the first half of the day, and the hill country has the best chance of seeing that rain shower activity. Let's take a look at your KVUE photo of the morning. This photo was sent to us by one of our viewers, letting us know that she loves Easter time because she gets to relive her childhood and gets to go Easter egg hunting with her child. Lots of fun Easter photos will be coming in, so make sure to share them with us, #KVUE, and we'll feature them on Daybreak. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you. 6:10 is your time, and the world of comedy is a little less funny this morning after the death of Charlie Murphy. Murphy, brother of comedian Eddie Murphy, is perhaps best known for the stories and skits on the Dave Chappelle Show. Gosh, he was so funny on that show. Like the time he told the story about hanging out and playing basketball with Prince.
This bores me. Is anyone up for a game of basketball?
You know what we're gonna call this? The shirts against the blouse.
I mean, I kind of learned something that day. Don't never judge a book by its cover. This cat could ball, man.
Oh, it did not bomb. It was really funny. Didn't he dunk one time or try to?
That was a funny skit.
Murphy's career spanned nearly 3 decades. He was always a big draw on the comedy circuit and appeared in films and did a lot of voice work. Murphy died yesterday after a battle with leukemia. He was 57 years old.
His stories were the best. And those skits that came from the stories were funny because you knew it had actually happened.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, really? Prince is a big basketball fan, but he was.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
He was really fun.
A school worker accused of having an improper relationship with a student.
That's right. What we're learning about this local middle school counselor and how the district is trying to assure parents that their kids are safe.
And parents fighting to know which students are not vaccinated at their child's school. The bill that could make that possible.